Hello there, this is Dave Allen for EV20 Questions, and today it's a road trip day. It's Tuesday, and normally I go away on a Monday for a road trip, but not today because yesterday I was at home all day. It wasn't a very nice day, it was wet and not a great day for driving, and my wife was at home, and it was much better to stay at home and do some stuff. In fact, I did a bit of gardening, and I hate gardening. Anyway, today I'm thinking about going down to Barcelona again because I would have taken a trip towards the mountains maybe, or towards France to do a sort of road trip where it wasn't going to be in the city. But since tomorrow I'm going to go to the mountains anyway, I think today I will go off towards the city and have something different. So I'm going to go down and check out a couple of more charges down in Barcelona just for having something to do. I might go and get myself a bit of carrot cake in some place or other just to treat myself, because I like a bit of carrot cake, and there's places down there I can go and get a carrot cake and a cup of tea quite nicely. So that's my plan for today. I'll go down to Barcelona. I'll probably stay on this side of Barcelona. I won't go down to the other side of Barcelona. I don't know. We'll have to see how things go, and I'll take it from there. So before going off to the road trip, I thought I'd better set all the trip settings. So I've done the trip setting there in the drive computers, so that's all sort of handy done. I've done both the drive computers and everything's looking pretty good. Let's just have a look and see what we've got in the range. And there we go. Battery's full. It says I've got 249 kilometres in there, and that's with the air conditioning off, or the heating off, and also without any heated seats. If I put the heated seats on there, it stays the same, doesn't do anything at all. So I don't have to do anything with that. If I put the heating on, that changes it by 9 kilometres. Not a huge big difference. But I suppose if you was stuck for just that extra bit of 9 kilometres, it'd be worth turning your heating or your air conditioning off. Well then, I've been driving and I've got as far as Mataró. And I've got 170 kilometres left in the battery, which is good. I've driven 66.7 kilometres so far, which is good. And I'm using my trip reset. Sometimes wonder why it is I have to have a trip reset and then have two drive computers as well. I thought, the drive computers was enough, but still. And let's see some details of this trip. As I say, I've got 69% in the battery, so I haven't used too much battery to get here. Quite good, really. I've been using ProPilot Assist on my way down here, of course. I've been setting the speed on it to around about 95, and on some occasions where I was on the N2, I set the speed to 80 and just, let it run. The speed limit on the road was about 100, but I was not in a hurry, so I was quite happy with that. The motorway there, the speed limit of 120, but I was going at around about 95, and that was fine. It's not a particularly busy motorway, so I wasn't holding anybody up. There was plenty of space for people to go past me, and at one point I was having to go a little bit slower as well because the lorry in front of me that was going slow up some hills, and I couldn't be bothered to overtake. So it's been an easy trip so far, and I just pulled into Mataró just to use the facilities, and I'm heading on my way to get into the first charging point I'm going to test out. So I'll talk to you when I get to the charging point. Okay then, so I've made it to this El Poblenou Villa Olímpica Trio charger, and it's at the back of a petrol station, Repsol one, and there's a McDonald's back there as well. And obviously I'm not that keen on using either of those places because I'm a vegetarian and I wouldn't want to eat in McDonald's anyway, because it's a bloody awful place to eat. Anyway, so wasn't too bad getting here, so I left Mataró and sort of followed the road round using the GPS and Waze on the iOS 12, which is now on my CarPlay, Apple CarPlay, which is absolutely brilliant and I love it to pieces. And I found the junction 23, so pulled off junction 23, pulled round to the left and got back onto going the direction, and you have to take a left turn directly after that, get back onto that road, and then a left turn into the Repsol sort of area. And when I first came round, I didn't realise I had to make another turn straight away, so I ended up sort of going through, and then ended up going back, having to go back to it, junction 24, I had to turn around and come back round again. So I've been going around in circles slightly, but I got here in the end and I managed to get the plug socket plugged into the car and charging up. And I'd got 54% by the time I'd got here, which wasn't too bad really, I suppose. I've been about 100 kilometres. I'll have to have a look at the details in a minute. And The only problem I had was, first of all, he didn't recognise the card because I was holding the wrong bloody card. I'll hold up the Girona card, I don't know why. I thought it should have used it, but it didn't. I had to get the Barcelona Live card out, which I should have used in the first place anyway. And then there's the Chatamo thing there. It's got that sort of lever on it, and you have to push the lever out, and then you can push it into the socket, and then the lever comes back in again, and then you now you have it connected properly. And it's only like the second time I've used that type of charging plug there, so I was a bit sort of bit poor with it, a bit useless actually. But I managed to get it plugged in, and we're charging up. And if I turn the car on, I'll have a look and see what we've got in terms of charge going in there, and it should be pretty good. The temperature of the battery's not going to be too high because we started off 15 degrees when I left home. The day's got a bit warmer there because it's a bit of a sunny day. It's looking okay, and I can't see anything on the press the buttons again. Okay, charge plug is connected. Okay, I'm back up to 70% already. That's going really good. Gone very quickly indeed. I've got 28 kilowatts going in there now. I've been here just like 10 minutes or something already. Not too long. 28 kilowatts going in is perfectly fine. When you've got 71% in the battery and you're at the upper range, you know, the way it starts to taper off when you're sort of at the higher range. Going to take 5 minutes to get to 75%. I'm not looking to put a lot of charge in there because I'm going to go to another charger to do some more testing of chargers, because that's what I do on my day out, and I'm doing road trips and testing chargers around Barcelona. Now, the good news about the going around in circles that I've had today is that next time I come down this here and I'm on the Ronda Litoral, I shall know exactly where I need to pull out and need to pull off onto the roads that are alongside the main bit of Ronda Litoral, so I can get into this place here to do some charging. And you know what? I'm happy enough. Everything's bloody marvellous. Hello there, I'm back. And it was not a difficult journey to get here. I've only used 4% of the battery. It wasn't far either, and I'm probably not going to stop and put any charge in here, but I found the charger. It's inside a parking area that's over there, and I'll point that to you in a minute. It's in a sort of market area, and it seems like where all of the sort of lorries come to pick up their sort of fruit and veg and market stuff or whatever else. And to get into this area, what I had to do is I had to pay a toll thing. There was like some barriers to come in, and so it was €2.10. So that's something else to consider if you're going to come down here and get some charge into your vehicle. Okay, so I had a quick look at the charging points there. There are two Type 2 chargers, which is good. There are leads on them as well. You don't have to use your own cable. And there's also rapid charging in there as well. The rapid charger, it's free to use by the look of it, and according to the details in PlugShare, it's easy to use, free to use, and just need probably the, I don't know, maybe the Life card from Barcelona will do it. But pretty handy. You do have to pay for the parking. It's something like 3 cents per minute. Well, I'm still in Barcelona. I decided I was going to take a trip down to a charging point down near the airport. It's one I tried before but wasn't able to get started because I didn't have the app and didn't know how to use it, and this time I was able to get it going, no problem at all. A good place to stop if I'm picking someone up at the airport. I need to get some juice in before I pick them up or after I pick them up, and then I have plenty to drive home. At the moment I've got 94% in the battery. I stopped over there. There's a place over there. There's 1, 2, 3 cafes. I could have stopped at, which is pretty good. And the one I was in, that was okay. I had a salad, and it wasn't expensive. It was fine. It'll do anyway. It filled a little hole up anyway. So my plan now is just to drive back home again, because I want to go and check out the thing with the Apple event that's on later, and it's on in about a couple of hours. Let's see, it's 1:45 now, and it starts at 3 or 4 o'clock. Well, I might miss the beginning of it anyway. But so I'm going to head back home. I might have a quick look in a place called Tordera. There's a charging point there at a supermarket, and I just want to go there and have a look and see where it is exactly, and carry on. I probably won't stop and charge. I've got 255 kilometres in the battery, ready to go home. That's plenty, more than enough. It's only sort of I don't know. It's 78 kilometres to get home from here, so it shouldn't take me too long. So this is Dave Allen. I'm out and about, doing a bit of charging. By the way, this place here, I used the the Chatamo. There's another plug socket here. There's 2 plugs. I think they're type 2 ones. I didn't actually get and have a look, but it's for people who've got motorbikes and stuff like that, really, if they want to charge up. Or maybe if you've got here and maybe the this Chatamo's being used by somebody else and you want to be getting some juice in there while this one's being used, you could use that one. I haven't tried one of those ones yet, but I must give it a go. I should have done it today, really, but I wanted to try this one out, so do that the next time. So that's my plan now. I'm going to do a drive back home, and it's been a good day out. I'm glad I came out, and I'll get back home. I'll have to do a quick walk with the dog when I get back home, because she's like that. She'll be wanting to get out and do a business and get some fresh air into her lungs, as dogs do. And I'm going to then sit down and have a cup of tea and watch the Apple event to see what the Apple have got for us. I think it's probably new iPads, and it might be a bit of software. We'll find out in the mists of time. Bye-bye now.